Hello, everyone, and welcome to Jennifer Clair Astrology. I'm Jennifer Clair, and in this video, I'm going to be describing what it means to have your moon in the first house. This position is near and dear to my heart because I have the moon in my first house. So, to begin, let's define the first house, and I'm going to do that through a slide. So, to understand the moon here, we first must define the first house. The first house in astrology is the house of self. It's how we view ourselves and how we make first impressions on others. It deals with our physical appearance and how we present ourselves. Now, we know that the moon reflects our emotions. It shows us how we react to life with feeling, instinctively. So, having your moon here is very much like having your emotions on display 24/7. It's hard to hide how you feel, and you wear your heart on your sleeve most of the time. Now, obviously, there's good and bad to this. On the one hand, it can help people see and understand how you really feel. But on the other, it can make you feel very self conscious and self protective because you don't always want people to know how you feel. It's invasive. It's like they are violating your need for emotional privacy. So, the first step in handling this placement is to accept the fact that your emotional states will be more transparent to others. Yet, that doesn't mean you have to change your emotional states to accommodate others or care what they think about your emotions. You have a right to feel whatever you feel. One of the main things you are learning with the moon in the first house is how to become comfortable with emotional vulnerability, or how to allow your feeling states to be okay no matter what they are. The moon here also makes you extra sensitive, not only because of the fact that your feelings are on display all the time, but also because this placement heightens your six senses. It makes you more empathic, more intuitive, and more aware of others' emotions. So you are constantly receiving feedback about your environment and the people you are around. Thus, you need to cultivate strong emotional boundaries so you don't get overwhelmed. Now, another point about having your moon in the first house is that you tend to be very creative. And the sign of your moon shows us how you express that creativity, whether it's artistic, musical, or simply the way you create meals in the kitchen. You have countless ways to create in you. So, the best advice is to embrace your creative nature and put your vulnerable self out there. Because the moon also shows us how we care for ourselves, we want to become masters of self care. We want to practice regular self care rituals that feed our physical and emotional bodies. I have written a whole blog on the moon in the first house, which I will link below this video, because I think there are so many important factors to consider with how to reach the highest potential of this aspect, and it's definitely worth a read. Lastly, we are learning in this lifetime with the moon in the first house that we need to be more nurturing, more gentle, and more accepting of ourselves. These are all words used to describe the feminine moon. They are lunar in nature. If the sun is the masculine luminary, then the moon is the more feminine luminary. So we want to remember those words again, which are nurturing, gentle, and accepting. The final lesson with the moon in the first house is to learn to trust yourself and allow your intuition to be your guide. I hope you've enjoyed this video on the moon in the first house, and I welcome your feedback below. Until next time, thanks for watching.